Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 7 on Fourier integral. In this lecture we will discuss this question on Fourier integral which was asked in GTU Summer 2020 exam. Question is, show that or prove that improper integral of omega cube sin omega x divided by omega power 4 plus 4 d omega equal to pi by 2 times e raised to minus x cos x, and this we have to prove for all x in the interval 0 to infinity. So as we have discussed in earlier lectures that whenever we have sin omega x inside the given integral, we have to find out Fourier sine integral of some function. The function for which we have to decide Fourier sine integral can be selected using right hand side of the given equation for given improper integral. Here function on the right hand side is e raised to minus x cos x multiplied with pi by 2. So we can consider this whole right hand side as our function, or we can ignore the constant multiple and we can consider fx equal to e raised to minus x times cos x, and we select fx equal to e raised to minus x cos x, and because we have sin omega x here, we will find out Fourier sine integral of this function fx. And for Fourier sine integral, first we have to decide this quantity b omega, which is given by 2 divided by pi improper integral from 0 to infinity fx sin omega x integral with respect to x. In the next step we put fx equal to e raised to minus x cos x, and then we integrate. Here we write this integral from 0 to infinity. Fx is e raised to minus x into cos x sin omega x integral with respect to x. Now here I have three functions in the product. So first I have to rearrange all these functions so that I can have the formula for integral. So for that I take these two inside the integral and I rewrite our function as 2 times sin omega x into cos x dx. So I am writing in this way because I want to use this formula 2 sin alpha into cos beta, that is 2sc equal to s plus s, that is sine of alpha plus beta plus sine of alpha minus beta. So we use this formula with alpha equal to omega x and beta equal to x. So first we are rewriting our function in another form, integral from 0 to infinity e raised to minus x. First we have to consider sine of alpha plus beta. Alpha is omega x, beta is x, plus sine of alpha minus beta, omega x minus x integral with respect to x. And now we can rewrite this as integral of sum of these two functions. We will consider this e raised to minus x in the multiplication, and we will have integral of e raised to minus x sin omega x plus integral of e raised to minus x sin omega x minus x, and that we are separating. We are rewriting this as 1 over pi integral from 0 to infinity e raised to minus x. Simultaneously we can take x common also, so that we have sine of omega plus 1x integral with respect to x, plus this 1 over pi is in the product, integral from 0 to infinity, and e raised to minus x into this function with x taken common, and we are having sine of omega minus 1x dx. Now we have ready-made formula for this type of integral. If you recall, I have written that formula here. If I have e raised to ax into cos bx plus c, I will have e raised to ax a cos bx plus c plus b sin bx plus c divided by a square plus b square. And instead of cos, if I have sine function, then I will interchange these two and this positive sign will be replaced by negative sign. So we will use this formula, e raised to ax sin bx plus c equal to e raised to ax a sin bx plus c minus b cos bx plus c divided by a square plus b square. And here we have this type of situation. So here we will use this formula, e raised to ax sin bx dx equal to e raised to ax a into sin bx minus b into cos bx divided by a square plus b square. For the first integral, if we compare with this, value of a is coefficient of x in e raised to minus x is minus 1 and b is coefficient of x in sine function. So for the first part it is b is omega plus 1, a is minus 1. Similarly for this integral, a is minus 1 but b is omega minus 1. So now we use that formula. I will write in this way, e raised to minus x into a sin bx, a is minus 1 sin omega plus 1 x minus b cos bx, b is omega plus 1 and here we have cosine of omega plus 1 x divided by a square plus b square. Value of a is minus 1 and b is omega plus 1. So here we have omega plus 1 square. Limits of x are from 0 to infinity. We have used this formula with a equal to minus 1 and b equal to omega plus 1 for the first integral. Similarly for second integral, a is minus 1 but b is now omega minus 1 and it is in the addition, plus 1 over pi integral e raised to minus x. Instead of a is minus 1, b is omega minus 1. Instead of omega plus 1 we have omega minus 1. Every other thing is same as in this case, omega minus 1 x divided by square of minus 1 plus square of omega minus 1. Here also limits are from 0 to infinity. Now first we consider x equal to infinity for this integral and we will have e raised to minus infinity in the product. E raised to minus infinity is 0. So there is no contribution for upper limit. This term becomes 0 if we take x tending to infinity. So first we write that part. This is equal to 1 over pi. For x equal to infinity it becomes 0. Now we check for x equal to 0. So here we can see this I can write as 1 plus omega plus 1 square. If I take x equal to 0, this becomes 1, e raised to 0 is 1. For x equal to 0, here I will have sine 0 is 0. For x equal to 0, here I will have cos 0 is 1. So I am left with minus of omega plus 1, or I can write minus 1 into omega plus 1. This is for first part of this. Okay, for first integral we obtain this quantity. Similarly, if we check for second one, again for x equal to infinity we have e raised to minus infinity, so 0 minus, in the denominator we have 1 plus omega minus 1 square. For x equal to 0 this is 1, sin 0 is 0 and here we have minus omega minus 1 cos 0 and we are left with minus 1 times omega minus 1. And now we simplify all these things. We can take 1 over pi common again. Here negative positive and we have omega plus 1 divided by, if we simplify this is omega square plus 2 omega plus 1 and there is already 1 in the addition. So it is omega square plus 2 omega plus 1, that is 2. Here also negative negative positive, and we are left with omega minus 1. If we expand this, it is omega square minus 2 omega plus 1 and plus 1, that is 2. So we have to simplify this expression, and now we take LCM. So for LCM we write omega square, we write in this way: omega square plus 2 omega, and this I write as omega square plus 2 minus 2 omega. Now I have to multiply this omega plus 1 with this quadratic factor, omega plus 1 into omega square minus 2 omega plus 2. Similarly, I have to multiply omega minus 1 by this factor, omega square plus 2 omega plus 2. And now we simplify all these terms. We have to be careful. Now if you observe, in the denominator I have a plus b and a minus b, with a equal to omega square plus 2, b equal to 2 omega. So this I can write as omega square plus 2 whole square minus 2 omega whole square. And in the numerator I have to take this products. So first I multiply this by omega, and I am writing slightly above this, I am multiplying this omega square minus 2 omega plus 2 by omega, and I am writing omega cube minus 2 omega square plus 2 omega, plus I have to multiply this by 1, that is I have to rewrite it omega square minus 2 omega plus 2. This is product of these two. Similarly, I have to multiply these two. So first I multiply by omega, and I am writing what I will obtain: omega cube plus 2 omega square plus 2 omega. Here I am multiplying by omega, and I write omega cube plus 2 omega square plus 2 omega, and this is to be multiplied by minus 1, that is every term will be negative, minus omega square minus 2 omega minus 2. And now we combine and cancel whichever terms we are able to cancel. Before that we simplify this. Now again I expand this. Square of omega square plus 2 is omega square, that is omega raised to 4, plus 2 into omega square into 2, that is 4 omega square, plus square of 2 minus square of 2 omega, which is 4 omega square. And if you observe here, omega cube is in the addition, so we have 2 times omega cube. This 2 omega square will cancel this 2 omega square. Similarly, this omega square will cancel out with omega square. What about 2 omega? So this 2 omega and this 2 omega cancel each other. Here also 2 omega minus 2 omega cancel each other, and constant term 2 and minus 2 cancel each other, and we are only left with 2 times omega cube. And here also we can see these two will cancel each other. So finally we have 2 divided by pi omega raised to 3, and in the denominator we are left with omega raised to 4 plus 4, and this is our b omega. So you have to go up to this step, because we require this omega cube upon omega raised to 4 plus 4. Here we require it, so I must simplify up to this step. Now once I obtain b omega, I can write down the Fourier sine integral of function fx. Now Fourier sine integral of fx is, our function fx is e raised to minus x cos x. It is continuous everywhere, so we can directly write equality. Fx is equal to b omega sine omega x d omega, where we write our function, it is e raised to minus x into cos x, integral from 0 to infinity. B omega is 2 by pi omega raised to 3 divided by omega raised to 4 plus 4 sine omega x d omega. We substitute this value 2 by pi omega cube upon omega raised to 4 by plus 4. In the next step, we take this 2 by pi outside integral. It is independent of omega, and this we rewrite as omega cube sine omega x divided by omega raised to 4 plus 4 d omega, and we require this integral, so we transfer this 2 by pi on left hand side and we obtain our integral omega cube sine omega x divided by omega raised to 4 plus 4 d omega equal to, if we take 2 by pi here, it will be pi by 2 times e raised to minus x into cos x. So this is what we are asked to prove. X is positive, and we are able to prove this using Fourier sine integral of the function e raised to minus x cos x. So sometimes they ask you to prove this type of improper integrals using Fourier integral. So you have to decide from the improper integral that if our improper integral contains sine omega x, we will consider Fourier sine integral of right hand side. If our integral contains only cos omega x, we will consider Fourier cosine integral of right hand side, and if our integral contains cos omega x as well as sine omega x, we will use Fourier integral. And here we can easily prove that value of this improper integral is given by pi by 2 times e raised to minus x cos x for all x which are positive, or for every x in the interval 0 to infinity. We started by taking fx equal to e raised to minus x into cos x. If you wish, you can consider your right hand side as it is your function and just try to obtain Fourier sine integral, because we have sine omega x here. So we started with formula of b omega, and we will require some these formulas like this to find out this integral. So we are using these two formulas, 2sc equal to s plus s, and this ready-made formula for the integral, and we have to do some simplifications here so that we obtain required b omega. Okay, fine. So I stop here. I hope you like this lecture. If you have any doubts, you can ask in comment section. Thanks.